We don't hear you, dude. They hear me because my meters are bouncing, but you do not have the little green meters going under your preview screen over in the left-hand margin. So, hello, people. Still don't hear you. Still don't hear you. Okay. That's the look on his face where, oh, I know what's wrong. I just have to go make a few clicks and it will come right back. Did it work now? No, it didn't work now. Still not working. No. No. Maybe you should grow your beard back. Maybe that helps. Oh, that works, but not your mic. What in the heck is going on? Well, welcome to the show. Come on, Pugs. That's all right. We're waiting people to get on anyway. Hit the go button. Hit the button that turns it on, that makes it go. No, still nothing. Still nothing.
Check. How about now?
Okay.
Is it now?
Yes, we got you now.
We got you now. Okay. I had to break down some of this stuff. All right, everybody. Welcome into the Pillow Talk stream with myself and James Parker. We do this every Monday through Thursday at high 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. I am Pugs Moran. He is James Parker. Hi, James. How are you?
I'm doing well.
All right. Still everything. Got to make sure everything's sounding right. All right. Is that good in my headphones? Is that good? Yeah, that's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What are you doing? What are you doing this Valentine's Day? Oh boy. I just wolfed down dinner. What'd you do for Valentine's Day?
Yeah, what did I do for Valentine's Day? I can tell you what I didn't do for Valentine's Day, at least thus far. But we already sort of exchange gifts. She's over here she's on the other side of the room doing some stuff for work, right?
All right, I got you. Say no more. But my point is,
look at me. You don't want to be on. I invited her to be on the stream. Hey, it's like Valentine's Day. This would be a good time for you to be on the stream. I don't want to.
No, not tonight. Not tonight. We got stuff we got to get into. Well, she can come on anytime she wants. I didn't mean to say not tonight. That's not what I meant. She's a welcome addition anytime. But I want to stay focused on a couple of things that I want to get into this evening because
you don't care that my wife didn't get me a present for Valentine's Day. You don't care. No one cares.
Didn't you get her like motor oil for her birthday or something? You got her something like ridiculous for her birthday. Oh, a song. That's right. You wrote her a stupid song and then you didn't follow it up with jewelry. Oh God. You're so romantic and broke.
All right. So for Valentine's, I got her a $200 gift card to Victoria's Secrets to replenish the panty drawer. She had griped about it before. You know, it's not just like out of nowhere. She's like, I would just like to throw all these away and just get a whole new drawer of panties. And so $200 ain't going to cut it, but it's a good start. Okay. And so today when we went out to lunch, I was like, so what'd you get me, by the way? She's like, I can pick up lunch. I'm like, all right, fine. You're picking up lunch then. That'll be my present.
You're an old married couple, dude. Valentine's Day is not for you. Valentine's Day is for people who are courting. Valentine's Day is for young people. It's a completely ridiculous. It's an excuse to go out to dinner on a weeknight. That's what Valentine's.
I have fallen into one of the most horrible demographics possible in American society. Nothing is for me.
No, nothing.
Nothing.
What should it be? Because for the last 200 years, everything was for you. We just happen to have been born at the time when they start to realize that and take it all away from us. That's what's happened. My grandfather, he had it all, man.
Well, I went to the last thing we had, and it was in 2006. I was in New York City, and I was in McSorley's Ale House, and it has been open since like 1801 or something stupid like that. And it was the last place that I knew existed in America that didn't allow women to come in. It was a bar, and it didn't allow women in. Now, technically, it had been illegal for them to enforce that rule, but just some sort of local etiquette plus, social pressure.
It was part of the fable of the area. And yeah, I got it.
Now, like maybe a month or two after I went there, I read in the news that they cracked down on that, and women are in McSorley's Ale House any damn time they please. Thank you very much. And so that was the last thing we had. That's it. So yeah, Valentine's. I got lunch, and I'll take it. I'll take it, and I'll be happy with it. That's fine. That's what we get.
You want to talk on the larger scale. The last thing that the middle-aged, middle-class white man had all to himself was golf. And then Tiger Woods came along. And,
Well, see, now you're bumping into my sort of evolution in white culture theory, in the fact that we're starting to invent new sports because we've lost dominance in previous sports. And so
right.
right now we're dominating cornhole, but there's going to be the Tiger Woods of cornhole that shows up. And so right now we're dominating lacrosse, but there's going to be the Serena Williams of lacrosse that shows up. And
Oh, we don't dominate lacrosse. Yeah, you ever seen
you know,
the greatest the Harlem Globetrotters of lacrosse are like this Canadian team of tribal Indians. They're like this tribe has had a lacrosse team for like 300 years, and they've been like just
all right.
dominating.
Well, then let me tweak that a little bit. We're gonna
That's an
have
Indian sport, by the way. It's a native North American sport. They invented it.
yeah. So pickleball seems to be the
Kickball.
next thing that white people are inventing in order to.
Unathletic, post-surgical white people. That's who dominate pickle. Because pickleball, you always hear from people, I like it because it's slow and I've had my knees redone so I can play. So yeah, that's what we're left with.
Well,
We're with sports.
you know how
They
like
get people.
a horse and a donkey, they look so alike, and evolutionarily, biologically speaking, they're like cousins, which means they can mate and they can have a baby, but that baby can't have babies. They can't have fertile babies. They can have, a jackass. They can
Yeah.
have a mule, depending on which is which. And that's what I feel like pickleball is. I feel like pickleball is like the mule version of the horse is tennis, and the jackass is ping pong, and then they had a baby and pickleball. Because you're
I don't.
playing.
Have you ever played? Have you ever? I mean, every town in
I
America has.
watched it. They have these big plastic balls, which just look like larger versions of ping pong balls, and then they have the solid paddles that don't have a net in them or strings.
Right.
And it makes that ridiculous pingy pong noise.
Right.
And it seems like just the hybrid of ping pong and tennis.
Where does this where does the long beloved sport of badminton fit into this equation? Does badminton fit anywhere in there?
Badminton is two evolutions, or I should say two generations behind. Badminton was falling off of the white culture radar when the Asians took it over in late 80s, early 90s,
Did
because that's
they?
what.
I missed that. I didn't realize that. Really? Okay.
And really, I think now I don't have my finger on the pulse of the badminton world, but I remember the Olympics in Seoul, South Korea,
Yeah.
seeing the badmintons just dominated
No.
by Asians.
No way that's an Olympic sport. You're telling me badminton is an Olympic sport?
It was at one point, and I know that Asians used to crush it, and I think it still is. I think it still is. Isn't that
Well,
right, Will?
gotta let them people be good at something other than math and playing the clarinet.
Oh, they're good at a lot of things, man.
Yeah.
Besides symphonic fiddle.
Name a sport. Name a sport that is dominated by people in the Asian part of the world.
Well, in the Olympics, ping pong.
Ping pong. I will take ping pong. Ping pong is very good. Yes.
Yeah, because if you need something with extreme precision, constantly, rapidly, with total discipline and it's low failure rate, that's something they're going to dominate at. And they do all kinds of great little flippy things. And when it comes to diving, when it comes to figure skating, when it comes
Figure
to like
skating.
like Christy Yamaguchi and stuff, man, they're always
She's American and she's Japanese heritage. She's American.
Well, I know, but the people of Far East Asian descent, they kind of excel at these activities that involve a lot of flipping, like Cirque du Soleil, totally dominated by Asians. Now that used to be Eastern Europeans, like Romanians and Hungarians, Bulgarians,
I was
that
going to
dominated.
Gymnastics is dominated by little Asian girls. You
There
see
you go. Yeah, right.
really rated Olympic gymnastics.
And you're falling into that sort of Eastern European culture overlap with the Asians, which geographically speaking makes sense because they're kind of squished between us.
Hey, the Mongolians raped people on both sides of that. The Mongolians went from China all the way into Poland. So my friend Mike, who's Polish, is second generation Polish. He's got slightly Asian eyes, like his sister does too. Like, but they're 100% Polish. Sure. And he used to say, "Hey, I can't help it. Kublai Khan raped my ancestors. They came riding in, and now that's why some Polish people." And he's right. This wasn't just him making a joke. He's like, you look at a lot of Polish faces, and you're like, are there Asian accents in those? And there absolutely are, because those people were dominated.
All right, enough of the silly talk. Let's go.
No, I'm enjoying the silly talk because I'm like sort of dragging my heels on what. Okay, so I should probably tell you folks. I'll let you in on a little thing. Called James earlier tonight, and I said to James, I said, James, just be prepared. I got something I want to lay on you tonight, and it is the craziest damn thing. I was talking to Kelly earlier tonight. We spent a better part of an hour on the phone trying to figure this out. We could not figure this out. I'll set it up for you like this. So, by the way, she says hello. Kelly says hello. I mean, not really. It just seems like something she would have done, but she just probably forgot. So so I do the show here from the Comfort Nest Studios, high atop the 1%er compound in beautiful Highland Park, Texas. This is it's a magical place where the 1%ers run free in the streets. It is exciting. Where'd you go? What are you doing? Are you playing?
You have the floor.
Being a director. Look at that. Look at him go. Got a lot of friends of means, a lot of friends. Okay, I'll be honest. I don't have many friends, but the master of the house, he and his wife have, friends from local, going to kids' football games and stuff like that. I mean, that's pretty much how I know everybody in this neighborhood, from going to E's son's football games. And we stand on the sidelines with the other parents and we talk, and it's always nice, oh, you're Pugs, it's always nice to get thrown out. So it's very fun. So one of these ladies reached out to E. And I'll put it to you this way. She has a niece who attends a very fancy private school here in town. A very fancy private school for super rich kids. Maybe you've heard of it. It's called Hockaday. And she attended an event at Hockaday over the weekend. And she was struck by something that she took pictures of, and then shared these pictures with our mutual friends, who then asked me, what's this about? So I received these pictures in my email, and the question was, what is this about? Now there's a backstory to it, and I'm going to show you the picture, and then I'm going to give you the backstory. Actually, wait, maybe I should tell you the story first. Okay. So at this event at Hockaday School, they were honoring some teachers who teach there for their accomplishments. They honored 3 teachers in particular. One was being honored, I suppose is the word I'll use, for their work as a background dancer for Beyonce. How very exciting. Look at Mrs. Cusimano from the arts department. She danced with Beyonce as a background. Okay, very exciting. She comes out. Another person comes out, and they're being honored because what were they? They had some scientific paper that was published in a journal, and it's apparently a very important paper, and everybody's very excited. And it's a legitimate thing to honor your faculty for, right? Congratulations to them. They've been working on this for 10 years. Finally got published. The third person came out, and they were honored because they had been, and again, now this is where it gets a little squirrely. They were being honored because they had been knighted.
We talking about Queen of England knighted?
Something like that. Maybe Belgium. I don't know. What other European countries still have monarchies and offer up honorariums? I don't know. I don't know. So this person comes out, and
is it faculty that got knighted, or just someone who happened to be in the parking lot?
No, it's for faculty member remember, Beyonce dancer, person who got their scientific paper published, another faculty member who has been knighted and been awarded this. So this person comes out. I swear to God, this is the most confusing. I don't understand it. Do you know anybody? Do you know anybody who teaches at Hockaday?
Oh my God, no, I certainly don't.
Okay. All right, very good. So I'm gonna share a picture with you now of this person and how they came out to be honored at this incredibly fancy prep school, very expensive, exclusive, one of the 2 or 3 best schools in all of North Texas. I mean, this is where just look at a list of alumni from this school, and you'll be so I'm gonna share a picture now of this person, uh, and I want you to tell me this is the person who has been knighted, and,
Oh,
there you go. There you go. Do you recognize this person?
who is that?
Whoever it is, it's apparently a military hero because they're wearing a full officer's naval uniform, and they have been knighted.
Okay, I don't know what this means. So
Just off the top of your head, start naming random people that we worked with on the Pugs and Kelly show. Just who's the first person that comes to mind? That is
Eric freaking Mark.
Ladies and gentlemen, apparently Eric Mark is walking around wearing a military uniform and has somehow convinced the Hockaday School that he's been knighted. James, do you have any questions? Because trust me, I've got millions of them.
Yeah, he was never in the military. What the hell?
Okay. Okay. All right.
Man, you got the wrong set up here.
First of all, very proud of Eric. Eric was one of the most creative people I ever worked with. I understand that he's gone on the straight and narrow, which is fine.
Oh, is he?
Well, yeah, man. He earned his PhD. He's a doctor of Spanish. He teaches Spanish at the school. He's a terrific member of the community, smart guy. Has completely banished me from his life for some reason. I found out this afternoon that I had been unfriended by him, and I am no longer a friend of his. You are as well. You are not a friend of his on Facebook because
Oh,
there's only 2 mutual friends, and you ain't one of them.
oh no, dude! I got unfriended by Eric.
Yes, yes.
Well, it makes more sense for me. I don't know.
But you and he were close. You and he worked side by side. You and he, I would say, are much closer than he and I ever were.
Yeah,
So
well, it's different because I have no reason to dislike Eric Mark
I love
for
him. I
for
love him. I
anything.
just
But
don't understand this.
he has I've done a couple things to piss him off. So if he unfriended me, it's probably my fault and I did something wrong. So
What have you done to piss him off?
Pugs, I slept with his wife. I mean, before they were married, but it was still weird as hell, remember?
I went fishing for I knew the answer.
Okay.
I went fishing for that to see if you would be honest
Oh, you
about
can have the fish. There's a big ass get it out of my boat.
it. But again, it needs to be clarified. It was before they were together.
Yes, well, I mean, we kind of all met at the same time, and they ended up actually in a relationship and got married, and I mean, it was kinda weird. It was something that was weird. I mean, not so much for me, but I don't know.
So here's how this came about. I obviously had questions, and I responded immediately to the email. And I was like, "Are you sure that this?" Because this woman knows who he is, and she knows she doesn't even have a child that goes to the school. She's got this was her niece. She was there do something for her niece. Her niece's team was honored for something or whatever. I don't know, but she went to this thing, and then she saw this guy came out, and she goes, "That's Eric from the old Pugs and Kelly show," and he's wearing like an admiral's uniform. And okay, so my questions to her were here were my honest to God question. I said, "Did you walk in late?" Because thinking maybe you missed some kind of context. Maybe you missed some kind of, we're now going to do this whole pretend thing where we pretend like Mrs. So and so was a Beyonce dancer and Mr. So and so got a paper published. She said, no, she said, I was there for the whole thing. I go, they did a thing with the kids first where they honored like the girls for something. And then they said, now we would like to take a moment and honor some of the accomplishments of our esteemed faculty. And there was no jokey joke about it. Dude, we are talking about like I don't know what it would even be, like a $50K a year private school. right? We're talking about a very serious, well-regarded private school. So if it wasn't a bit, what is going on here? What is this uniform? And Kelly, Kelly's married to a military man who's a lieutenant and has uniforms and stuff like that. I said, "Is that a real uniform?" She goes, "I don't think so. It looks like a costume. It does not look like a real uniform." And she said the hat doesn't seem to match what. All right, so let's forget about let's move on. Let's do issue one. Forget about the knighting. I don't even know what that means. He's not an American. I mean, he's an American citizen. Right? I mean, I don't understand what that is. Okay, so let's just forget about that. This woman was absolutely steadfast in her belief this was all above board, this was all real, and that's why she took the pictures because she knows him as Eric Mark from the Pugs and Kelly show. And suddenly he's walking out in full bird dress uniform of a naval officer and being honored for being knighted by something. Okay, so let's forget about the knighted by something. He came into my life when he was about 22 years old. He was not in the military, correct?
No. No, he was not in the military. He was he he lived a lifestyle that does not overlap with military anything. Like he the far
No,
end
no,
of
no,
society from
look,
military.
he was a young man. Okay, I don't want to go into because I don't know what's happening here, but he has for a reason distanced himself from the antics of his past to, further his future and his present, and that's all admirable. No naval pun intended.
Admiral.
Yeah. Um so, I mean, look, so I don't want to talk about all, let's not talk. Here's what I know about him. He was an incredibly competent producer. He was genuinely one of the most creative and interesting producers I've ever had the pleasure to work with. And, I loved him dearly, like a brother. But this is weird. This is odd. This is I don't. And again, the woman says, not a bit, was there for the whole thing. And this woman's got a good sense of humor. This woman seems like she would pick up on if this was she's not a dumb woman either. She's a smart lady. So she would pick up, you know what I mean? If this was, something she said that it was very serious. And again, so if it was a bit, okay, the Beyonce dancer, that's like, okay, that's funny. And now we see Eric like this. Okay, that's funny. But the third one was just some dry academic guy who had a scientific paper, but that doesn't fit the bit.
All right, there's so many problems with this. Number one, because he has no military history that I know of. So not only did he secretly go
That
in the
we know of.
military, without us really knowing about it all this time, and then won a hell of a lot of accolades, and then became knighted in some country that's not ours. So that's another question: is how do you get knighted if you're a member of the American military? Is that even possible? Because we don't have knights here. So what are you going to get knighted in Portugal? Or something. And what could you possibly do in your Navy clothes when I thought you were like a Spanish teacher at a foo-foo private school in Highland Park? Uh, I'm missing a lot of steps here. So I know you're slow rolling the details, but can we start with the knighted? Did we figure out where knighted, what knighted?
No, 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 she didn't know. She just said, and then she double checked with her
In the
kid.
meantime, haven't you Googled the hell out of this?
Yeah, there's absolutely no. It would be a quite a significant news story should a local teacher be honored in such a way. And there's nothing. There's absolutely not. There's of course there's nothing because see this is why you see something crazy, and before you just rule it out of hand, you have to do a little bit of due diligence. You have to look into it. You have to try and figure out what is going on here. This woman reached out to me wanting to know what is going on here, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on here. I think I had a very brief conversation with him maybe a number of years ago. I've had zero contact with him since then. I mean, obviously, I didn't even know that he had unfriended me on Facebook until, I went there today to see if there were any pictures of a storied military career, because this is not just, I did some time in the Army. This is a career uniform. This is the uniform of a guy who's done 30 years in the military, has achieved special ranks, and look at those, what they call salad on his chest. Look at those medals. That's like, he was with us through the entire Iraq Afghan war, right? And he was always doing appearances, so he wasn't like disappearing on weekends. I mean, he was accounted for the vast majority of his 20s into his 30s. Yes.
Yeah, and I don't is it even possible for someone who did have a fantastic naval career to be knighted? Does that ever happen? And, I figure most knighted situations these days are like Paul McCartney and Elton John and Brian May from Queen. I mean, these are the people who get knighted these days. What the hell would they even care about a Navy teacher?
Let's shoot Jeff first. Jeff Glenn. Okay, so he says as long as the American. Okay, you Googled it too. All right, so did I. This is the exact same response. He's acting like he knows it, but that's word for word what the Google response to can an American be knighted? As long as the American citizen is not employed by the U.S. government, they can be knighted or receive a title.
Yes, but if
It's,
he's wearing that
yeah,
uniform, he's employed by the US government, so
there you go. See, except Jeff, he's apparently in the United States military as well, which would preclude all of those other things where a civilian would be honored in such a.
oh, see, now this part's kind of embarrassing. Jeff
What's,
Ballard says, "Call him out, send him a DM saying you're gonna expose him." We can't send him a DM. I don't have his phone number anymore, and
and I wouldn't want to do that. I mean, this is
he
as far
unfriended
as.
this dude. If he wants to look, there's sort of an unwritten rule that if people wanna untether from this and go back to private life, you just let them go.
Yeah, of course. And
Horrible
besides,
thing to
call
drag
him
him.
out. I don't want to call him. I love the kid. I love the guy. I don't want to
Yeah, because
call
what are
him.
we gonna do? Help his career or hurt his career?
Yeah, why would I wanna I this was a picture that was sent to me by somebody. What am I supposed to do, ignore it? I mean, my god, this is like the craziest thing ever. I need to know more. There is a very strong possibility that this was part of a skit, and maybe she got it wrong.
It would
Although this person does not strike me as the kind of individual who would get something like this wrong.
They would have to, man. This has to be some sort of skit. And look, that's a good case to make here. Did you check the profile on the school website?
Yep. Checked everything. There's very little. It's almost like he paid somebody to scrub him from search returns because there's very little. He's got a LinkedIn page. He's got a
I see
Facebook
his
page.
LinkedIn page. It says he's a Spanish teacher at Hockaday. So there's a little bit of confirmation. I don't want to put his LinkedIn page because it
No,
has
of
his
course
name
not.
on it.
No, and we don't even give his real name. I mean, people don't know
No,
his real name. Yeah.
no. So that is not like locked down concrete confirmation, but it really is tough to be both a Spanish teacher at Hockaday and be a decorated Navy admiral of some sort. So I think your friend, your neighbor's neighbor or whatever, is missing some details big time.
But how could a school like Hockaday what? How you don't check this? You what? I mean, like, how? I don't understand. I don't. This is why it's all so very confusing. And it makes me wonder, was he like a secret spook like in the military? Because remember, he spent like a bunch of years traipsing around the Central American jungles. You know. I mean, well, he told us that he was down there just being a young college student tourist. What was he doing? Is he a spook? Is he Black Ops? Is he and where does St. P. Mike fit into all of this? That's what I need to know. Is he involved? What is this about?
Yeah, and that's a good point because those guys usually come in twos. They usually come as a team.
Yeah.
Yeah, whenever I've been infiltrated by the CIA or NSA or whatever he's in.
St. P was wild. He was wild too. Like a guy who's seen some shit. Like a guy who's been through some stuff in the jungle. So when he's back home on leave, he's wild. It's all right, so here there's more pictures. I mean, we got more pictures. I'll show you more.
All
Here's
right, I'm
another.
gonna go to the Hockaday School website and see what I can find out about these awards. Jeff's right. We got to look that crap up.
Well, I already did. So go ahead. I have nothing to share. Nothing, at least public. Here's another odd picture. What's this movement he's doing here? Is this a YMCA thing? Like, is this just? Is he doing a Village People thing? I don't know.
Man, what is going on?
Like, look at the strange. Like, okay, so the woman said that he was waving like royalty. That's what we're seeing here. That he was waving like he was. And again, she is under the belief that they introduced him as someone who had just been knighted.
Oh,
And
that
he
doesn't
came
make
out
any
in
sense.
an admiral's uniform, and it's a guy we used to work with.
This is weird, dude.
This
Tell me you
is.
found out more, and we're just not stuck with this.
No, we are stuck with this. That's why I told you, prepare to have your mind blown, because I've been banging my head against the wall for the last 4 hours since this was laid on me. Good, thank God this didn't happen when I was sick. I would have never been able to recover from this. This is the weirdest thing I have experienced in quite some time.
So, what did you find when you went through the Hockaday School website?
Standard everyday things that one might want strangers poking around looking for information to find. Just nothing. I found nothing. I found confirmation of where he works. I found confirmation of the field that he teaches, and that's it. And a Facebook page,
All right, so he
which I
does
am no longer a friend of.
that's so awful. He
No.
but he has a little write up on the Hockaday School faculty. He has a place there. Did you find that?
No, what's that say? I mean, I tell me what you found.
Well, I'm looking at so you have to look in different departments. It doesn't hang on, let me just see if it type in his name.
No, you're not gonna find anything. I mean, I looked all over the place. I followed a bunch of blind links too that I thought might give me some information, and they didn't.
Here we go. Faculty and staff. Eric. Where are you, bud? All right. He is listed in this page under faculty and staff, but he doesn't have like a whole profile filled out.
He looks great. He looks healthy. He looks handsome. He looks fantastic. He looks like he is living his best life, or somebody else's. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say.
So how much looking have you done into this and you haven't found out anything else?
No, there's nothing. There's not. You can even Google search Dallas area teacher knighted or anything like that, and
Nothing
nothing
there.
comes up.
Right.
Nothing. That would be a big story. That would be a big story, especially at a fancy dancy school.
Was anyone else at this event that we could possibly talk to? Just please, anyone? Oh
Yeah. No.
man, yeah, I was unfriended too.
I think Schwartz has a kid that might go to this school, but I asked him about this earlier, and he said he didn't know anything about it. So
Yeah, he probably wasn't even there.
yeah, no, yeah.
All right. Well, I don't know what to tell you. Eric has
As a
not
matter
been able
as a
to
matter
look.
of fact, all Schwartz said was that, that he had seen him recently, that they had gone to a concert, and that he's just, the same old awesome, fun guy, cool to hang around Eric. So no indication of psychosis, schizophrenia, which, I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know what's going on here, man. I don't understand. I need more context. Was this a bit? Is the school in on it? If the school is in on it, that's weird. There is a whole bunch of other very troubling aspects to this.
All right, this is kind of an obvious one, but Jeff says, "Why be a spook and then become a radio producer after that?"
I don't know. Control the media. I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea. Why become a spook? There are spooks who work at Hertz fucking rental car, dude. It's called a cover job. It's something that they do so that they appear normal. I don't know. I have no idea. But I like, where did he go to college before? Do you know? Do you know where he went to college?
Well, I know what his Facebook page says. If this is his real name,
I've met his family, his lovely family. His sisters are fantastic. His wife is beautiful. Everything about him seems absolutely perfect, except I have no idea why he's wearing a military uniform and they're saying that he's being knighted. How do I not know that? Why wasn't I invited to the knighting? I would have hopped a jet. I'm close to Love Field. I could have been over there. Well, it's very.
how do we not have the ability to get in contact with this dude?
Who? Eric?
Yes.
Oh, I do. I think I got his number. He probably changed his number. I mean, I've had his number recently, but I don't wanna, because I'm scared. Because I have no idea what this is about.
Bruh, float him a text. Be like, dude, are you a knight?
No,
Oh,
no. Because what kind of weird ass question is that to ask somebody? That's an absurd question to ask somebody after
yes, it
3
is.
years, right? I mean, so he is apparently a fantastic teacher. Uh, from what I understand, the kids like him. I asked all of these questions, like, is he weird? Does he show any weird signs? He's never. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I love the guy. I love all you guys. I mean, I really do. You have no idea how much admiration, respect, and appreciation I have for you, Paco, Eric, Sybil, all of these people. You're incredibly important parts of my life and my heart, and I will absolutely never ever forget any of you. And I completely understand why somebody like Eric would want to just, move on with his life. And I respect that. And that's why, we never would invite him on the show here, would never talk about his antics or anything like that. He was an entertainer. He did some very entertaining things. And I respect the idea that he wants to move on, and that's fine. And I even when I got unfriended, I go, yeah, okay, well, that's probably all a part of him just erasing, his past life and his former career. I wish him no harm. I just don't understand this. This is all very innocent on my part. And frustrating, incredibly frustrating. Because I don't
So,
know what it is.
well, okay, I still have a number for him in my phone, but I haven't used this thing in 10 years. I floated someone a text and
When? Just now?
yeah. And it's just says delivered. It's not even on red. So,
What's the text that you sent?
are you a knight? Wow.
Well,
Yeah, now wife's paying attention. Yeah, now you
and how did that happen? But also, when did you achieve the rank of that's a lieutenant or higher in the military? When did you, in the last 10 years, join the military and ascend to that rank with all of those medals just within the last 10 years that you've been off my radar?
a lot of questions. I'm surprised you have this just total lack of answers. Like
Well, look,
you
let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. If I wake up dead in the morning, if I'm dead, like if something happens, like heart attack or something, oh, he just died in his sleep. Just understand that we may have uncorked something that you'll be dead tomorrow because it'll probably take him a while to get out the time.
right, because he's not really Eric, the mild-mannered radio producer. He's this whole time been Jason Bourne. Just
Yeah. No, yeah, he's the Barracuda. That's his code name. He's
yeah.
he's like,
He's outside your front door right now. Just right now. He's screwing in a silencer to the end of his pistol.
that's fine. Bring it. Honestly, I got not that much to live for. I mean, if this is how I go out, I hope my story is told. I hope that you make a movie of it. I would like a fat Chris Pratt to play me. I think that would be good.
I'd be happy with Seth Rogen at this point.
I'll take Seth Rogen. I'll take just not Jonah Hill. I just don't want Jonah Hill.
You're gonna be Jonah Hill.
Oh fuck. Yeah, you're probably right. That's why I don't want Jonah Hill.
Well, a thinner Jonah Hill, like not the one where he was the arms dealer, but get him to the Greek. Remember when he was kind of thin in that one?
Yeah, yeah. Jonah Hill goes up and down. Jonah Hill is getting fat again. In that You People movie, he was getting a little bit heavy again. But he lost a whole bunch of weight like a couple of years ago, and now he's I don't know whatever is going on. So I mean, I don't know where else to go with this, James. I don't know where else to go other than, are you just as confused by this as I am?
I'm starting to lean toward the part to where your neighbor is a crazy person who totally misunderstood what was in front of her face.
Yeah.
Because that's the more likely scenario other than Eric had a secret naval career under our noses this entire time and got knighted by the monarchy of anywhere. I would be surprised if he got knighted by the what was the name of the king behind Mr. Rogers?
King Friday.
Yeah, King Friday.
The Burger King. Maybe he's been knighted by the Burger King.
Yeah,
I
he got
don't.
one of those paper crowns, and she was just misunderstanding that he was an actual knight. from the Queen of England or something.
No, I can attest to the competency and, the legitimacy of the person who told me this.
Alright, now look, here's our problem, is you and I are ignorant, and
Jesus.
I don't mean as like an insult, I mean, we just don't know these military things. So look, someone who might actually know what the hell they're talking about, the comment, if he is a Navy man, he is not following the UCMJ, Universal or Code of Military something or other justice. So apparently GOAT recognizes fake stuff that just flies by us because we don't know what the hell a military uniform
Nah, that
or
I don't know. Look,
do
well,
you?
yeah, yeah,
I
because that's
don't.
he
Do
there's
you know
also
what a is that a legit military uniform?
I wouldn't know to look at it, but Kelly looked at it, and Kelly said it doesn't appear legit to her. Her husband wears a uniform and has a dress uniform, and she goes to fancy things, and he's a lieutenant, so he's got a whole bunch of, medals and stuff like that, so she would be the one, and she looked at it, and she said, "No, that actually looks more like a costume," but and then the hat doesn't seem to go with the dress. But again, I don't know that. But here's what I keep going back to. Well, of course, there would be nothing on his Facebook page. And I went through about 100 pictures. I was looking at all the pictures of his beautiful family and his nice life, and he's got a mansion. That's all real. That stuff's all real. He's got a big mansion house, and uh, anyway, so if he was a spook, right? Like if all of this was some kind of underground thing and the work that he did with us was just cover for his true identity and his true life as a Jason Bourne type, why would he show up in a full he's outing himself, right? Now he's showing up in a uniform. You're outing yourself. You have, and it's a public place. It's a public place, and he was once a public figure. He has to know that there is a chance that in a gymnasium filled with people, somebody might know who he is, just like the person who took the pictures and sent them to me. Right? None of
Okay,
it
so
makes sense. None
no,
of it.
no, no, but it does make sense if it's a bit and the person that took the picture misunderstood what was being presented because this looks like a bit. And so all we have to do here is make that last little award or recognition that was given out because you're right. The first one that was recognized, hey, this is so and so, and she's was a backup for dancer for Beyonce, and then this is Eric, and he was knighted by the Queen for being an admiral in the Navy, and then this is so and so, and she had her scientific paper published. What if she's like the drama teacher, and that was the joke, and our witness, your neighbor's neighbor, just joke went right over her head, and that's why we're stuck with this total cognitive dissonance of details.
I suppose that's a possibility. I suppose that's a possibility. However, then we get into this weird area where a school like Hockaday, okay, I'm just gonna say this once. You're not allowed to dress up like a military officer. You're not allowed to pretend like you were in the military and accept even if it's phony unless you're on stage, right? Unless it's some kind of a obvious stage production. I believe there's a term for it. It's called stolen valor. You can't go around in a uniform waving to people, pretend. I mean, unless it was a bit. But I'm telling you, this person says it wasn't a bit. This person
Jeff,
says,
Jeff, if you want to do that, do it. Report back to us. Call the school tomorrow.
no, no, you don't need to do that, Jeff. Don't
Okay.
fucking
Okay.
no. Seriously, what's the matter with you people? You
All
people
you
are
gotta do
fucking
is say,
assholes.
hey, is there a member of your
Don't
staff
do
that has
that.
been knighted by the monarchy of
Don't do
England?
that. Don't do that. See, this is exactly why I fucking wanted to do that. That's a real asshole thing to do. We don't know what's going on, and now you, because what? You need to know? Stop it. That's an asshole thing
They
to do.
announced it publicly at a public event, and we want to know what the friend of the friend witnessed.
Oh,
How else do you find
that's an
out?
asshole move. That's
How else do you find out?
huh? We
Is there another way to
we
find
don't
out?
find out. That's the thing. We don't find out. That's why it's so frustrating. It's so completely irritating. I don't know what to make of it. And he's unfriended me, and he's obviously left this part of the world behind. And we have these now little bits and pieces. I've been so proud of him. But yeah, I've been like, oh, look at him go, man. He's every time I run into somebody that says, it happens all the time. Yeah, I think one of your producers, or they don't say it like that. They say, hey, that guy Eric that used to work for you, he teaches my daughter. That's happened a lot. That happens a lot. So if he thinks that he's completely in the clear, he's wrong, because a lot of people know. Now, he has chosen to leave that behind, and that's fine. And I want to acknowledge that, and I want to stay true to what he would like to see happen, which is that nobody hassle him about it. But this is crazy. This is still, I mean, I don't know what to make of it. Can you see how like tore up I am over this?
No, it's look, you know what to make of it. You just don't like the answer. The answer is this is a bit. The answer is not
Oh
he's
no, that's the answer I want. I want that to be the answer. If
that's
that's the
definitely
answer, then
the
I
answer.
love it. I love it if that's the answer.
It has to be dude was not in the Navy, dude is not knighted. This is obvious exaggerations and accomplishments that this dude is not connected to at all. We have other just really fantastical accomplishments that were being heralded before and after him. So really a backup dancer for Beyonce. What's the likelihood that a Hockaday faculty member is going to be doing that? That's ridiculously
No, that's
unlikely.
like no, that's not. That's actually that seems like that's pretty you should see the people who went to this school. Yeah, I would imagine that they would have a dance program that is captained by somebody who's a professional dancer. Yeah. I mean, it's a really yeah, look at what
Maybe like 6 years ago, she was a dancer for
yeah, yeah,
Beyonce.
maybe. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I don't think they mean like just she just got off tour because she's a teacher, but they, she's obviously been there this semester. I don't know that B has been on tour recently. Listen to what Jennifer says. Oh well, if Eric is able to F with this private school, more power to him. That's kind of how I feel. I go, you know what? I kind of feel like if
I'm
you can
quite
parlay,
sympathetic to that. Yeah.
if you can parlay this into a raise or whatever, good for him.
I didn't mean to put that comment up. I meant to click the link.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's he? Well, how do we click the link from the chat room? Were you able to do it?
Man, I don't know. I can't.
Yeah, we can't. Hugh, send it to my Twitter. Send it to my Twitter right now. I'll check it out.
Well, I think I know how to do it. It just takes a second because I would go to the actual Facebook page. I can't do it from here, but if I went to where the broadcast is, and then let me turn this off.
Stop it, Mom. I don't want my mom involved in this either. I can't.
No, that didn't work either.
All right, Hugh. I know we're friends on Twitter. Just send it to my Twitter. Just DM me. Slide in, and I'll see what you're looking at. I'm gobsmacked.
It's a bit. It's a bit. This isn't real. He's not knighted. He's not a Navy admiral. Someone misunderstood. Whatever.
Okay.
That's it. Hey, and look, he's still doing bits. That's good.
What do you got, Hugh? You just sent me his LinkedIn page. We've already seen that. We know what that is. But again, it doesn't say anything about a military service or anything like that. Yeah, no, I thank you. I've already been through all this stuff. I thought he found a picture that would make it a little bit more, I want to believe it's a bit. I want to believe that he's a fun teacher. I don't want to believe that he's parading around pretending to be some kind of a military officer. I don't know. The woman, her niece, does not have him as a teacher, so she couldn't tell. Like I said, I go, is this like in character form? Like, is he the fun teacher who does silly, zany stuff and all that? So I couldn't get an answer on that. That might inform, right? Every school had the fun teacher who does the crazy thing, oh, that crazy Mr. Walker or whatever. I don't know what to make of this stuff. He looks great. He looks like a military man. A little flousy. I think the hand gestures were a little bit flousy.
Well, also, I don't know what your experience has been like, but for the people that I have worked with previously in radio that go out and find a new path and just leave radio behind, a lot of them end up doing some really weird stuff.
Most of them real estate. That's what I've seen. Most of them go into real estate. Almost all of them. But go ahead. What other weird things have you witnessed?
Well, Well, I could just start with when the first show I was on, your show. Paco just tore off and became the best comic in Dallas in
Mhm.
DFW, which is no small task, and he did it in like 5 years,
He did it his first year out. His first year trying he jumped up on a stage, and within a year, he was voted best comic in Dallas.
which is incredible.
He's always had that in him, though. I mean, you could always see that there was something truly unique about him, that if he could ever put it together into a voice, he could be really interesting, and
If
he
he
was.
could if anyone ever paid attention,
Right.
they would see what you saw. Um, but yeah, and so you could just see that whole cast of characters. Like, I wonder where Byron ended up. I wonder where some of these other people ended up. And,
Yeah.
and we see what Sybil did. That's not
Mhm.
that crazy, but look at Bobby Garza. He went off to go be a blackjack dealer in Vegas.
That seems very Bobby Garza, though.
Yeah.
That seems very on point for Bobby.
And then, you can go cycle through some of the rest of the people I've worked with. It's just freak show after freak show. And no offense to them. It's just, some of them decide to go off and be a woman afterwards. It's been all
Yes, they did.
span the gamut.
Uh, all right. I don't know what else to say about any of this stuff other than it was a shocking turn of events for me when I was hipped to this particular situation. Uh, did you get a text back? Did they even read it, or just?
By they, you mean Eric? Let's see. I
Hey, I
am
don't know how he's rolling these days. He might be
oh!
sensitive.
I'm left on red now.
Unread?
On red.
What does that?
READ. When both of you have an iPhone and you send a text message, you see when they see it.
Yeah. So he read it.
Well, someone read it. It's the phone number I had for Eric that I hadn't called in a decade. It just happens to be carried over from phone to phone.
Did you say, "Hey, this is James," or did you say, "James, is this Eric? Are you a knight?"
I'll say
That's
James. I
such
just said, "Are you a knight?" All right.
such an
This
absurd.
some rando with a 817 area code is
Are you a
confused.
Hi, I'm another knight, and I'm in the area, and I heard you
You sure
might
you
be
got
in.
the right knight? Yeah.
Would you like to go out for some grog and whores? Whatever
How many
knights do.
knights could possibly be from Arlington?
Oh, man. So are you shook?
No, this is a bit. I'm shook that you could think this could be serious long enough to even be like, "Wow, Eric got knighted. How could this be?" No, Eric didn't get knighted. Eric didn't
Uh,
get knighted for crap.
well, no, that's why it's so infuriating, because what I know for a fact is that he didn't get knighted, and I also think I know for a fact that he's never been in the military. So, and it being presented to me as this was not a bit, this was a legitimate thing at the school, honoring teachers with, other legitimate accomplishments, and then he comes out in the middle of it.
Yeah. No, my cognitive dissonance is settled. It's a bit. This isn't real. They were being funny, and someone took it as serious, and someone well-meaning, like, "Oh my," because that would be an incredible story. Hey, Pugs, your former producer is now a Navy admiral and knighted.
What if
That
when we hang up? What if we hang up right now? What if when we end this show, I'll send a text or an email, because I don't have a number. I'll send an email and I will ask this woman to speak with us for 5 minutes, not on the air, off the air. And you can speak to her and you can listen to her tell the story, because you seem very dug in on the idea that it's a bit.
because
So
I just got a text back from Eric that says he has not been formally knighted. Have you been informally knighted?
the fuck does that even mean? Ask him why. Just ask him why. That's what we need to know. Why?
I asked him if he could call in real quick.
No. I don't want to talk about this.
Why not?
Yeah, because
Maybe, what if he's excited to talk to us? You just assume that he's
he is
leaving us
not
some.
excited to talk to us. He has unfriended both of us. I think it's a good sign that he still has your phone number, that you're not blocked. No,
Right? Hey,
no, Jeff, hold on. Jeff says, so this has been a distraction. No, there was going to be no UFO talk show today because E has a Valentine's Day date, so he wasn't going to be on.
oh, you people with dates. All right, I haven't been left on red. It just still says delivered at this point. But Dr. Eric has confirmed That this is his phone number. He has not been formally knighted.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Okay, so you still think it's a bit?
Well, maybe his knight won last time he went to medieval times. Of course,
No,
it's
no.
a bit.
Stop. But his response is not formally, and you still think it's a bit. So you think that he's responding in kind, as what an absurd question to ask. I'll now volley back. I'll say yes and
I
in the
don't
part
know, but that is the far more likely scenario and interpretation of what he just said, other than he's actually been knighted.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Can't rule it out. I'm just saying this is the
No, I
more
think that's more
probable.
troubling. I think that is far more troubling. I think the response is far more troubling.
Well, Jeff, good point. It could just mean the ceremony isn't until next month, right? He's been slated for knighting. It's on
Is
the
this gonna
calendar.
happen during the official, coronation of King Charles? Is this the opening act before they put the crown on King Charles' head? I think they're doing that in June. Will they be will they first, I know the whole world is waiting for us to crown King Charles III or whatever, the first of England. But let's bring up our buddy Eric. We're gonna make him a knight.
Hey, and speaking of weird things, I was expecting something else to happen on tonight's show as well. I have a Valentine's bit, and I thought, you know what? We just made acquaintances with Mike Reiner. He's got a show. It's Valentine's. They could use a bit. I'll send him a bit. And so I
Okay.
sent him, and so well, I don't have his email, but we know mutual friends. So I asked a mutual friend, hey, what's Reiner's email? And so she sent it to me. She knows he knows who I am and stuff. And they've all talked about it before. So I sent it to him and I didn't get a response. Other than when she asked, hey, can I give Parker your email? He said, yeah, and tell him I want to be on with him and Pug sometime.
Book it. Go
Well,
ahead.
of course you can be on anytime, bro. Just
Well, then
so
book it. Follow up and book it.
well, I did. I sent an email, but I have no evidence that he even checked it. I scanned his show off and on over the afternoon, and he didn't use my bit, so I don't even know if he saw my email. So I was kind of excited half the day, thinking this is going to be the day we have Ryan's on. This is going to be us.
Oh,
And yeah, it's a little bit of a letdown there. So
it's all right.
yeah, this is a different show than I was expecting.
I am emotionally exhausted. I am emotionally exhausted from the past 4. I am not as settled on this as you are that it's a bit. I would like to hope traffic
Or
with you that it's a bit, but I don't believe that I have any indication that it is. And honestly, the response to your text message is more troubling. I'm more troubled by it.
Okay. He says he can't come on, but he was informally knighted during cosplay. Costume play, cosplay.
What the fuck does that
You
mean?
know what cosplay is?
No, no.
Cosplay is like when you go to
Yes,
Renaissance
wait a second.
fair
I do know what cosplay is.
or a
So
comic book convention.
he
Yeah,
is confirming that it is a bit. So
yeah.
throughout this hour, we all right. That idiot woman, who got me all worked up, that he is parading around. She promised me that she didn't show up late, that there was no, I don't know. We're gonna have to figure. All right, I feel much better about this. All right, very good. That's it. I am good, man. I am spent. I am absolutely spent. The fuck? What a dick! God, I hate when he does that. What a dick! You know what? He's gone now. I'm just gonna take him off as the master administrator. I'm gonna allow him to not be able to do that anymore. Take him off our little game thing. All right, that's James Parker. Look at that. We got to the bottom of it. See, I was of the mind that I was just going to stew on this and come up with the craziest, most outlandish scenarios. I was afraid to text him. I was not about to text him. I don't want none of that smoke, boy. I just didn't want to know what the answer was. I was too afraid. But apparently there we have it. So our former producer, Eric, who is killing it, out there in the world. He is neither in the military secretly for 20 years, nor has he been knighted by anybody. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want that one. This is the one that we like, the closing theme. Whew. Well, thank you, Sir Al. I appreciate your kindness. All right, we're going to be back tomorrow at noon for a high noon show. That's hot topics, current events, headlines, anything that's happening in the world. We're going to get into that. It's a nice little rundown for you, a little cheat sheet for your day so that you know a little bit about everything that's happening and being buzzed about in the greater world. Then we come back at 9 o'clock Monday through Thursday. James Parker and myself, Pugs and Parker, proudly present Pillow Talk, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right, I'm going to go to bed. I have not thought this much about my former producer, Eric, in years. No, that's not true. I think about him every now and again. He's, like I said, he's somebody who I truly do care about. I just, I understand that people like to distance themselves from the silliness of their younger years. I totally get it. But it's too bad because he was incredibly good at it. And it's not too bad. I shouldn't say that. That's me projecting. In my mind's eye, he should be proud of all the people that he made laugh. And I have nothing but high regard for him. Still not entirely sure. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe James is in on it. He and James, they were kind of like the Kusum Tusum back in the day. Maybe James is a spook as well. Maybe this whole episode tonight was just James slow rolling me to get me off the scent. Maybe I've found something out. Maybe I've discovered something. Probably not. Bye, everybody. I can smile a little now. Things are going good. I always had to be on guard. That is understood. Down the road I'll travel, far from the comfort nest. I am on a never-ending quest.